What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode of JackAttackOutdoors. As you can tell by the title of this video, I got my rod and reel arsenal for this year for you. I got 4 rods, 3 bait casters, and 1 spinning rod that I'm going to tell you about. And I'll also link in the description and up in the top corner when I get to each rod a video that goes more in depth on each one, and also some videos in the description of me fishing with these rods. So I guess not much else to say, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start off here with my spinning rod. I actually like to keep rod socks on all my rods. Just keeps the guides protected and all that stuff. So this is 7-foot medium LunkersTv edition favorite defender. I'll show you up close. Here you go. Favorite defender, in God we trust. Select. It's IM24T carbon, which the blank is made out of, and there's the LunkersTv edition. This is actually a discontinued rod. I'm pretty sure the Guggen Squad broke ways with favorite rods, so they're not making the rods with them anymore. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that. And I like to use this rod for all my finesse stuff, so wacky rigs, drop shots, shaky heads, lighter jerk baits, smaller jigs, that kind of thing, light Texas rigs. I've actually got a drop shot tied on here now. I was supposed to fish today, but it ended up being too windy and too cold, and it's not even worth going out. The bass still haven't moved up yet in Maryland, so I really like this rod. It's a little bit not as sensitive as I would like, but it's light, it gets the job done. I mean, it's done pretty well for what I need it for. I might get an upgrade pretty soon, but I'm not quite sure yet because I also have to put myself through college, so I'm not trying to spend all my money. But overall, it's a pretty good rod. One of the lightest on the market, which I really like. And I have this paired up with a Fluger President reel. It's about an $80 reel, I think. And it's got 20-pound braid with an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. And actually, I really like this reel. It's a really good workhorse reel. It's a 2500 size, so it hasn't let me down. But overall, pretty good rod. Don't have any complaints other than it's a little bit unsensitive. Next is my bait casters. I'll just go in shortest to tallest. This one is my Shimano Crucial, 6'8", medium heavy, fast action. I like this rod for my moving baits, such as spinner baits, some crankbaits, but usually you want not a fast action for crankbaits. Chatterbaits go in here. I'll throw jigs and Texas rigs on here sometimes, but I usually use them on my other rod. Here's the specs here, if you want to see that. I actually have a white spinnerbait tied on here now. I didn't catch any fish on it though. And this is paired with the Shimano Casitas 150 HG, right-handed. This is actually another discontinued reel. I have a lot of discontinued stuff, I'm just noticing, but I have really loved this combo. It's probably my favorite of the 3. Favorite, or maybe tied with my Frog and rod that I'll show you in a little while, but this is a really light setup, really sensitive. It's a really nice rod. Definitely my favorite rod. Not sure about my favorite combo though. The reel is a good Shimano reel. I trust all Shimano stuff, so it hasn't let me down yet. It's a workhorse. It was about $100 when I bought it. Now they go for a little more than that because you can't get them new anymore, and the new ones that are still out there are more expensive because it's a discontinued reel. But overall, very light, very sensitive. Been really impressed with this. And I'll put a video up here in the top corner, the little eye, white eye you can click on, and it'll give you a more in-depth breakdown on that rod and some fish I've caught with it. Next, I have a 7'1" St. Croix Mojo bass. Here's the specs on that one. I have a nice little Texas rig worm tied on. I usually use this rod with jigs, worms, Texas rigs, mostly my flipping and pitching rod. I also have this one paired up with a Shimano Casitas 150 HG. Both of these are 7.2 to 1 gear ratios. I forgot to mention that about the other one. So it really picks up line really fast when you're flipping and pitching. You need to make as many casts as possible when you're out on the water. To be completely honest, I'm not super impressed with this rod. And I know one of my buddies has one too, and he's broken one in half, I think twice. And their policy is like you have to pay like $50 to replace it. You don't get a full refund, which is kind of stupid. I haven't had any problems with that. I have had a little bit of problems with the sensitivity of this rod. It's about a $130 rod, so it's not cheap. I mean, if you're getting something for that much, you want it to be somewhat sensitive. I'm not going to buy like a $600 G Loomis though. That would be a little ridiculous. But it's been alright. I've caught some fish on it, and it's not a terrible rod. I just wish it was a little bit more sensitive. Like I said, 7'1", medium heavy, fast action. Overall, not a terrible rod. It gets the job done. Finally, my last rod, and these are my 4 main rods that I use for bass. I have some other rods that I use for trout and panfish, that kind of thing, but these are my bass rods. I'm a bass fisherman. I wouldn't consider myself a trout or panfish guy, but bass is my main thing. Anyway, this is a 7'2", I believe 7'2". Yeah, 7'2", heavy, fast action, Shimano Curado, not the split grip, which I kind of wish it was, but that's okay. They didn't have the split grip at the time I bought this. But this is my frogging, heavy jigs, heavy flipping rod. I've thrown swim jigs on it before in like heavier grass that you just gotta rip the fish out of. This is a Shimano Sitka 200 HG, big spool, fits a lot of line, 50-pound braid on here. Not that I will be catching any 50-pound bass. The thing with heavier fishing line is that you want to be able to bring them out of the cover that they're hung up on. You don't want to break off. So that's why people use the heavy line. Here's this, what the label looks like on there. Specs on the other side. The line might be in the way. But I've got a nice poppin' frog tied on here. I believe that's a Booyah poppin' pad crasher. Overall, I really like this rod. Very sensitive, just like the Shimano Crucial that I have. And the reel is amazing. I mean, it's a little bit higher end than the Sitka. Than the Casitas that I have on the other 2 baitcasters. And this is also a discontinued reel. At least it's not on Tackle Warehouse. I can't find it anywhere else. I'm pretty sure they don't make it anymore. But that's what I was saying about the discontinued reels. This is probably tied with the Crucial for my favorite rod, like I said before. It's overall just a really nice looking blank. Made out of, I'm not sure, it's a graphite rod. I don't know what rating of graphite it is, but it's very sensitive, very light for a heavy rod, and it gets the job done. I have no complaints about this combo, and it's one of my favorite ones. The only real rod here that I have an issue with is the St. Croix, which, it's done fine. I just wish I bought something a little bit better. But, everyone has their preferences. I love Shimano stuff. Some people love Abu Garcia, Lew's reels, that kind of stuff, but it doesn't really make much difference to me. I'm just a big Shimano guy. Even though I am wearing a G Loomis hat, but that's whatever. It's just a cool hat. They have a cool logo. I think I got it for my birthday. Alright, that's besides the point. You don't care about any of that. You came for the rods. But anyway, there's my 4 main bass rods. I might be getting a new rod soon. I'm debating whether I should save my money or get another rod. It's always tempting when you see stuff on sale to buy, but I also need to not spend all my money, and I have a lot of stuff already, but that's whatever. Alright guys, so that's about it for today's video. Wish I could have been fishing today, but it just wasn't the best day for it. It's been not the best weather. The bass should be spawning by now, but it's just a mess with this cold front just came through the northeast. It actually snowed in like the more northern states like PA, Connecticut, that kind of stuff, which is kind of crazy for being this late in the year and it's snowing still. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this was helpful, and make sure you check out the little iCards that I put up in the corner and the links in the description to more in-depth videos and videos of me fishing with these rods. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time.